For today's video, we will have a short discussion on Article 137 of the Revised Penal Code, Disloyalty of Public Officers or Employees. Article 137, Disloyalty of Public Officers or Employees. The penalty of prison correctional in its minimum period shall be imposed upon public officers or employees who have failed to resist a rebellion by all the means in their power, or shall continue to discharge the duties of their offices under the control of the rebels, or shall accept appointment to office under them. These are the punishable acts in Article 137. First punishable act, failing to resist a rebellion by all means in their power. Second punishable act, continuing to discharge the duties of their offices under the control of the rebels. And third punishable act, accepting appointment to office under them. Take note that this article applies only to a public officer or employee. A private individual who commits any of the foregoing acts is not liable. So let us take a closer look at each of these punishable acts. For the offender, who must be a public officer to be liable, there must be proof of criminal intent to be disloyal to the government. If the public officer was only forced to commit any of the prohibited acts out of fear for his life or that of his family, then he is not, or he should not, be held liable. Also take note that for each of these punishable acts to come into play, there must be an actual rebellion going on. When I say actual rebellion going on in relation to this article, there must be an actual clash of arms between the rebel forces and the government. Otherwise, there is no rebellion to be resisted. Or at the very least, the place must be under the control of the rebels. Although I have said in my previous video that rebellion does not require an actual clash of arms in order for all the elements of rebellion to exist, but for purposes of this article, Article 137, there must be, as I said, an actual rebellion going on because there is nothing to resist, or there is no rebellion to be resisted by the public officer concerned if the place where the public officer is discharging his duties as such public officer is not under attack by rebel forces. Or let us say there is no more actual clash of arms between the rebel forces and the government, but the rebel forces are already in control of the place where that public officer is discharging his duties as such public officer. However, if the public officer himself is in conspiracy with the rebels, he will be liable instead for rebellion, no longer for disloyalty.